Hello, guys, welcome back. I'm Ansel, and today we're going to talk about the Amazing Spider-Man. Spider-Man, number one. So we have a new number one. This one, this number one, is written by Nick Spencer. And it starts in a very interesting way because this is not a weird thing to happen. I mean, this is let's say normal. But the thing is that this number one. Um, I'm gonna go with destroys everything remaining from that slot run. So it's like the new writer. It is this kind of situation when the new writer is like, okay, this is my comic book now. My run is about to start, but there are a lot of baggage that I really don't like, that I don't want to deal with. So I'm gonna start my run by destroying all of that. Because the last remnants of Peter Parker being a doctor, the last remnants of Peter Parker having his own company, being a successful businessman, if I remember correctly, at one point being richer than Tony Stark, the last remnant with a lot of the supporting cast from that era, which I think it is the saddest thing. Some of those characters were really nice. All of those last remnants are gone now. They are just gone. I'm not gonna tell you how because I don't want to spoil it, but they are gone. So this is really a fresh start in the sense that it's like they have hit the reset button on a lot of things. But I don't want to say with that the issue is bad. I don't want to say that it's ruining my nostalgia of the previous run and therefore I didn't like it. I'm not saying neither that it is the right thing to do because all of those things from the last run were bad. No, I don't. I actually don't agree with many of these deletions. Let's say, but the issue was overall really good, and I really liked it. There is this action scene, or action sequence, or action situation that was really well prepared and really well drawn. I really like this new artist. It really fits with the Spencer's style of narrative, the way he's telling at least this first story. And the action and interactions with all these superheroes and the flashbacks where Peter Parker or Spider-Man also interacted with many villains. It was really well done and really made me feel it inside what was happening. So in that sense, I mean, let's go again with this. Peter Parker and maybe even the arc is called Back to Basics. Peter Parker is back to the classic status quo for several of his life's aspects. And in some way this makes the whole issue by the end it makes feel the whole issue like an issue that is coming out of classic Spider-Man stories, and by classic I mean 80s 90s, because many of these things have been, let's say, reset to this period. Even the issue ends with something that Lord, and I do mean lot of fans have been asking for since a long, long time ago, and it is nice to finally see it here happening. Although it goes against one last detail of Dan Slott's run that I don't remember being actually like a thread that might still be a little loose, but I'm taking it that Dick Spencer said, screw that. I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna start Peter's life right over here. So yeah, it is a Spider-Man comic book that takes you back to times where things were a little more light-hearted, even though Peter Parker's life is a mess. But it is a mess that he always confronts with a smile, with a happy face, with a desire to help everyone around because after all, he's our friendly neighborhood. And speaking of that lightheartedness, the humor, the jokes are awesome. They are a lot better than what they were back during down the slot run. And because I have to say, one of the things that I never quite enjoyed with the slot were the jokes. Peter Parker, at least with his comedy. I mean, I don't mean to say that he wasn't funny, but there was something in his jokes that weren't fully Spider-Man. And I'm not saying that the jokes in the start of this run are perfect, and like I'm saying that this is Spider-Man, I'm trying to say that, but at least they feel more Spider-Man than the ones we were having in the previous one. Before I go, I want to mention a little something about the villain, because there is a villain in this issue that it was a little of a surprise. I'm just gonna say that if you're aware of what is going on, or maybe what will be going on with the Spider-Man in the MCU, maybe you could say that this was going to happen sooner than rather than later. But I wasn't thinking about that when I was starting reading this issue, so it took me by surprise. To me, it was a surprise, but it was a nice surprise to see this villain doing things over here. And there is also a twist regarding this villain in the backup feature, where there is apparently another and bigger villain behind this one that really left me intrigued with what Spencer is planning. So I'm really expecting good things from that. I'm really thankful to Spencer for bringing this Peter Parker back to us. Sadly, bringing this Peter Parker back to us also implies bringing back a lot of his usual misfortunes. So I'm really worried that some things won't stay as happy as they are right now, or at least as happy as they seem to be by the end of the issue. But overall, I'm gonna give this 5 Spider Man out of 5. Great start. It has some flaws, but I'm gonna give it a 5 because for a fresh start, after such a long run from the previous writer, it was very daring, very brave, and I'm gonna give extra points for that because I was originally going to give it just 4. But yeah, I'm gonna go with 5 Spider-Man out of 5. I recommend checking out this new number 1, and I recommend sticking with this book for at least 2 or 3 more issues to see what Spencer is having in the bag for us. So yeah. What do you think about this issue? Did you read it? Did you like it? Do you agree with me? Comment down below and let me know what your thoughts on this are. And click the like button if you like superheroes going back to the status quo. I guess sometimes that can be bad, but click the like button if you do. And thank you guys a lot for watching. And I guess I'll see you the next Spidery time.